please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Welcome back to India Business Hour Plus. Now, the race to buy Fortis Healthcare is far from over. 2 days after the Fortis board chose the Munjal-Berman combine as a preferred buyer, the Manipal-TPG consortium has presented a fresh offer now. So the revised bid now proposes a valuation of 180 rupees per share as compared to 160 rupees per share proposed in the earlier offer. The Munjal-Berman group had offered 172 rupees per share, which was also less than the offer made by IHH of 175 rupees per share. We learned from sources that Fortis shareholders are unhappy with the Munjal-Berman offer and that Manipal-TPG have revised their bid after holding discussions and consultations with the shareholders. But let's talk about the big earnings of the day. FMCG major Hindustan Unilever posted a blockbuster set of fourth quarter numbers, with the numbers surpassing street estimates. HUL's profit in the fourth quarter rose by over 14%, and the big figure was the volume growth coming in at 11%, almost double the expectations of 6%. So what has helped HUL register such a strong set of numbers? Priya Sheth is here with the key highlights. Priya, take us through the numbers.
Well, the key number that the street had been watching out for FMCG major Hindustan Unilever has been volume growth, and that's come in at about 11% versus an expectation of about 6 to 8%. The management says that the steps taken by the government to cut GST rates has played a key role in driving volume growth. Margin expansion has been attributed to the increasing cost efficiencies at the company. Trade channels, we understand, are back to normal. The management has said that the wholesale channels that have been weak for the last couple of quarters are beginning to normalize and have completely normalized in most pockets of the country. As far as rural growth is concerned, that's something that the street had been watching out for. The management says that there are some green shoots as far as rural growth is concerned. In some pockets, in fact, rural growth has normalized, but they're still to reach historic rates as far as growth is concerned. Now, commodity prices continue to be a cause of concern because there is some escalation that is expected to continue in the second half of the year, but the management did not indicate as to how this would translate into any sort of price increases. Of course, lastly, the focus for the management and the company would be on premiumization as well as on the naturals portfolio that has been driving growth for the last few quarters.
Rural growth has again come back. There was a period of time when the rural markets were growing less than urban. So I'm very happy to tell you now there are pockets where they are growing ahead of urban. Not at the historical rate of growth, 1.5, 1.6x. But clearly there are green shoots that rural is up again. And the other important bit is we should also thank the government. The steps they took to reduce the GST rates and the way we as Hindustan Unilever reacted by passing on the benefits to the consumer, that also I believe has played an important role in fueling the volume growth.
A group of ministers headed by Assam Finance Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma met in the capital today to deliberate whether or not sugar cess should be imposed. They, however, could not come to a decision today, so the panel will meet once again in Mumbai on the 3rd of June. The chairman of the committee is the Finance Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma, and he is confident that a report will be finalised before the next meeting of the GST Council. Kerala's Finance Minister Thomas Isaac made his views very clear. He argued that a sugar cess will worsen the financial imbalance between the centre and the states. CNBC TV18's Timsy Jaipuriya caught up with the members of the panel soon after that meeting was over to find out more.
Two fundamental questions has emerged that whether within the present GST architecture, Council has the power to impose cess or we don't have the power to impose cess. We know that to address the compensation issue, we can impose cess. But whether on other issues, we can impose cess or not. So now that question will go to Law Ministry. The second question has emerged. Suppose we have the power and ultimately we decided to levy the cess, whether it will go to the farmers or it will go to the mill owners. So what are the safeguards the ministry can prescribe that no, it will not go to the mill owners, but it will go to the farmers? So that second question we must know.
Kerala took its openly stated position. We are against imposing a sugar cess. But there was a sugar support scheme operating that should be allowed to continue. It has been in front of the government of India budget, I think. So we want to know more details regarding that, how it was done in the past. 2, does the GST Council have the right to impose additional cess under the given present law? What are the opinions of the legal committee on this? 3, what are the alternatives to assess to support the farmers? My position has been, let's have a surcharge on the higher brackets of income tax, or let's tweak the import duty so that sufficient funds are raised.
From Tamil Nadu, we totally not all that proposal. We objected. That is our stand.
What did you say? Why did you object it?
No, but it's actually burden to the public and burden to the customers. No, all that is the main issue. So based on that, we have given our suggestions, and we actually.
What was your suggestion?
Not to levy cess 3 rupees per kg.
Okay, so June 6th is the next date to get some clarity on that. But the big development coming in from Sunanda Pushkar death case. 4 years after she was found dead in a 5-star hotel in South Delhi, the Delhi police has now concluded its investigation, calling it a suicide and not a murder. But there is no clean sheet for Shashi Tharoor. In the charge sheet, the police accused the Congress MP of abetting his wife to commit suicide. He's also been charged with cruelty in his marriage. Meanwhile, Shashi Tharoor has refuted the charges on Twitter and has questioned the motivation of Delhi police in conducting the probe. Moving on, the centre has submitted the draft Kaveri management scheme before the Supreme Court. The bench led by CJI Deepak Mishra has said that it would consider and approve the scheme on the 16th of May. The Apex Court also added that it will not look at the correctness of the scheme, but will see if the scheme is in consonance with its February 16 judgment. Remember, the Apex Court on February 16 had increased Karnataka's share and had reduced Tamil Nadu's. Well, with that, it's time to wrap up this edition of India Business Hour. Many thanks for watching. Have a good night. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow. And of course, remember to tune into CNBC TV18 for all the coverage on the Karnataka poll results. Thanks for watching once again.